Hey, everybody. Welcome to our weekly Ecosystem Office Hours call. I am your host, Jinx, and we are joined, as always, by the best and brightest in the Pocket ecosystem. First off, want to start off with a quick update on format change. Otto Verrotten here will be giving protocol updates in the future, but we don't really have much in the way of protocol updates this week. The Grove team got 1.3.0 launched and out the door, and then promptly had a conference to attend to last week. And of course, I was out of office as well. So, just as a high level, we're looking at what quality of service minor improvements we want to be adding in on 131, and we'll have future updates on that probably as soon as starting next week. Bigger news that I think is going to be interesting to a lot of people. When we started off on our process to build the bridge for the Shannon update, we were looking at taking an approach that utilized Axelar as an IBC bridge, given the benefits that it could add based on interoperability and all of the cool things that IBC is capable of doing. But as we reached the point where we were ready to actually implement that, it seems that they have had some changes in their lineup and leadership, and most importantly, in terms. And that service got super, super expensive. So, as some of y'all have seen in the Discord, we have been looking at options to reapproach building our own updated bridge for the Shannon version of the network. So we have been working with some folks from the ecosystem on what that longer term bridge will look like. The Raid Guild team, and specifically a project that's led by Merdad here, will be putting together our next iteration of that bridge. But we went from the idea of having Axelar ready within a few weeks after the Shannon launch to potentially looking at months in real time to get a good solution up and running, to possibly quarters at this point, once we were able to finally get something that was as polished as we wanted and worked as well as it should for the ecosystem. So today, in conjunction with the Raid Guild team, we have made the decision that we are going to test and re-implement the existing bridge to WPocket for the duration until we have that new bridge solution ready. And we are going to enable that by the end of this month. We're just going to give ourselves a couple of weeks to test up and make sure that everything is working as expected. But then by December 1st, we're going to re-enable the ability to move from Shannon to WPocket, and of course use the existing WPocket to XERC bridge to move to either base or Solana from there. So I know that for a lot of folks who are interested on the DeFi side, that has been a big request. I get asked almost daily when bridge activity will be able to return to sending it across. So we are going to implement that by the end of the month. So I figure that will help answer some of those questions. If you are participating on test nets, a couple of things that we want to make sure are clear on that front. We are restaking some of the validators and such on testnet over the next day or so, primarily this afternoon, as Grove winds down some of the infrastructure that they've had running over there. So if you are staked there, please feel free to grab some more Pocket out of the beta testnet faucet and top off your validator stakes there to help boost those numbers back up. And also, we are dropping support for AlphaNet entirely. I know that's been mentioned in the past, but we wanted to confirm that again on this call. We are going to support helping folks with local net implementations as needed. So if you were one of the few people who were actually using AlphaNet in any meaningful way, I think that we've had some good instances of folks in the community who have been running their own local net versions in order to do experimentation and testing and all the rest of that. And that really functionally seems to meet the need better than maintaining an entire separate set of infrastructure. So if y'all have any other questions about that or anything, feel free to ask those. It is good to be back. I know that I have received lots of messages from folks who missed me over the weekend, so thanks much for that. It's been a very, very, very busy 3 days since then. We have a ton of stuff that is live and coming up in the pipeline right now. We've started building out our foundation to foundation partnership program, where the public RPCs are going to be supported and sponsored by the foundations of the chains that are being served by those public RPC channels. We had our first conversation yesterday, which we will blast out a little more once we finish the actual setup on it, but it was an immediately positive conversation. They appreciate the work that we do as a public good of providing public RPCs, and they are happy to help subsidize that through the network by buying POKT and staking it with an app stake to support that. So good stuff coming there on that front. Oh shoot, Tracy is on the road. Okay, well, I guess we will not have a specific F-Chains update, but I will say, I know that Tracy pointed it out to everyone. We do have a reapproach to how the F-Chains spreadsheets are managed. So if you haven't seen it yet, you will have a link from Tracy in your chats that allows you to manage your own distribution of nodes and which ones you're supporting and which ones you aren't. And as long as the ratios are maintained according to what she needs for that, then we are 100% good. Kansu, do we have any updates on your side from a financials perspective?
No, not really, nothing new for now. I will be updating this week's pro forma on the shared one by the end of the week with all the changes we've been seeing this week, but mostly that's it. If you guys have any question or anything that you would like to know, also I'm happy to answer.
Beautiful. And then Art, do you guys want to drop any updates around the X402 project or any other Grove updates?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, all. A few separate updates. One, press release by you, PNF, went out saying that we are moving up the stack to build an application that can leverage POKT under the hood. So it'll be a cross-chain project that will use plenty of RPCs. So that's one. Two, we have moved everything related to RPCs and validators for both POKT and the XRPL EVM project to a new domain called buildintheshade.com. So all of that stuff is there, including all the documentation. Three, regarding the Ripple relationship, we have put up a PR to update all of our documentation there to point to our new public endpoints, and have added all of the POKT network endpoints there as well. So there's a PR up that will hopefully get merged sometime in the next week or two. So there should be more organic traffic coming in through that. Now that we've added redundancy into their documentation. Four, regarding the Ripple relationship, it's as strong as ever. We had a phenomenal meeting with leadership from XRPL Labs, XRPL Commons, Ripple X, and Ripple Proper. And we have a lot more follow-up that will help both Grove in our endeavors and obviously POKT as well, directly and indirectly. I don't have any updates there. Just as I've always said, they move very slowly, but we got to meet them for the first time face to face, and it was just all around, hugs and kisses. So that's kind of the that update regarding POKT. So we will be shutting off most of our POKT infrastructure by November 25th. We have slowly been shutting things down and transitioning things away to other folks. I think what's left on our end that we will be transitioning today and then starting again on Monday are snapshots, testnet validators, and I think the seeds. So that stuff will be fully transitioned in the next 2 weeks, but we're going to start that process later after this call. That's all that's really left. Regarding RPC traffic, we are still doing somewhere between 7,000 and 10,000 RPS. All of our and the reason is all of our customers know that we're not billing them, so they're going to try to squeeze as much as they can. But we have also sent that traffic we've also sent multiple messages to all of our paying customers and our free customers to go to api.pokt.network, and that there is traffic going there as well from what we've seen. We have also connected Jinx and the rest of the foundation with the high value customers. I have personally let Ripple know, I have let Infura know, I've let Alchemy know, Trust Wallet, and a few others. As folks want to connect, Jinx is in touch. I will, let you know that there are some other high volume, or not high names that he's already talking to, because we are in those shared chats. So there is a very nice transition going on here on this side for Pocket. And last, that's it. I think that's everything regarding Pocket. So regarding the new project, we went to New York, and the beautiful thing about New York is we were there for Ripple conference, but there were a billion meetups, to the point where on one of the days, Fred Olshansky and I went to 3 separate meetups before, at the same time, before meeting at a 4th meetup later that night. And we were able to get 100 plus people on our waiting list just from those events. We got to practice different styles of pitching. We went to Merit Systems, who are building X402 scan, talk directly to many of the folks that are tweeting. We've been talking to Coinbase on the side. We've been talking to Cloudflare. We've been talking to, a few others. We have proactive telegrams going on with them. So everyone's very excited about what we're building, because this is unique. Hat tip here to Olshansky for this idea that he got based on looking into how metadata is now being stored on the internet, and we basically have been flying with this idea. So basically, it's how do you tip someone on the internet in kind of with the new internet pipes that are there. The long-term vision is how are agents going to pay for content on the web. The go-to-market for us is how are humans going to pay humans. The idea is to have a API in the middle that lets you set up an escrow balance where you can deposit $20 of USDC, and then have gamified experiences and some UI elements that appear on popular websites like Twitter and Reddit and elsewhere, where you can tip people a few cents in the moment using things like X402. Not necessarily do you have to use that, but that's just the easiest way to do it. Our goal is to have something out the door right around Thanksgiving, though I'm not keeping us to it, but that's our internal goal, is to push something out and open up the waitlist, though it might be the week after. And then we'll be iterating quickly on that. We have leaderboards that we've set up. We have some gamification mechanics that we're looking into. I'll pause there to see if Olshansky or Fred want to add anything to this.
All I'll add is that if you go to grow.city, sign up for our waitlist, because we're moving really fast. It's going to be both fun, cool, and it's a way for you guys to tip other creators or get that yourself. So as soon as this goes live, I anticipate we have a very unique approach, both from a go-to-market perspective, a marketing perspective, and technical perspective. Everyone's been talking about tipping online ever since the Bitcoin forums went live many, many years ago. We're finally going to make it happen. Fred, I know you're big on gaming. You want to throw in a couple of words?
Sure. If you're a creator, if you have a side project, if you're, just looking for people to kind of fund or float you while you're doing other stuff and you're out there creating content around that, definitely check out our site, join the waitlist, and understand how to get involved.
Beautiful. Well, thanks, y'all. We're looking forward to seeing how that product evolves. For the other ecosystem stuff that they were referring to earlier, Easy to Stake is handling our snapshots, so we'll have updated links for that are coming out shortly. And that is in partnership with Stratos, one of our partnered Web3 organizations. They are providing storage and bandwidth for our snapshots, basically in perpetuity. And I know that we worked with storage in the past for that. We like to, as much as possible, and it's a big part of our strategy, that we are working with other decentralized Web3 providers to each strengthen the other services. So we're happy to be able to partner with Stratos on that front. We also have updated links coming out for the mainnet and betanet seeds, which are being provided by NodeFleet. And huge shout out to our hero Jorge, who has helped us set up a significant amount of infrastructure in a short amount of time for our new round robin load balancer, and we'll be using that to route public RPC traffic across multiple participating gateways. So as the Pocket.ai and DevDAO cloud gateways come online, they'll be part of that stack as well. And we're excited to be able to expand public RPC services sponsored by those chains and foundations themselves, and use that as a ground layer for new gateways as they open up on the network. So we're all pretty hype about that. Any questions about that so far? I know we've covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time. Beautiful. Well, that was easy enough.
Hey guys,
Crypto corn? Oh, are you just unmuted and eating your lunch?
all right. Just still here in spirit.
Fair
But
enough.
quickly, Fred, I actually have a patent gamification, so it might be worth chatting to you guys if that's something which is interesting. If you're doing hardcore gamification, that's what I did for bread and butter, and said I'm somewhat an expert in the field.
Cool.
Yeah,
we'll
always
definitely
welcome.
reach out.
Awesome. Okay, cool. I don't think I have anything else left on the agenda. We have a lot of stuff moving in a short amount of time. December is going to be a banging month for us on a number of fronts, which will be kind of unusual, I think, in the crypto space when normally things tend to slow down around the holidays. But I can tell you right now, we are not in any way slowing down around the holidays. So does anybody else have any open questions, thoughts, concerns, compliments, whatever the case may be? Or any other topics that we haven't touched? Well, I'm not seeing any questions in chat, and nobody seems to be coming off mute. Always happy to give y'all more of your life back. So we will see y'all again next week, same time, same channel. Thank you for joining, everyone.
Cheers.